Alrighty, Richmond Motor Speedway, 3/4 mile short track at Richmond, Virginia. It is very technical and loose, and I would like to talk about it, do a little bit of guide for y'all, and hopefully it is able to help whoever. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Setup wise, this is what I would like to do for the race. I'm going to do 12, 5, and 60. Went down a little bit on the brake bias to 60. That'll help a little bit late in the run, as it'll kind of help you turn as the track does get tighter and tighter. Steering offset, personal preference, and steering ratio helps you save it just a little bit easier. Personal opinion again, but just kind of easier to save it, as if you do get loose, because here it's pretty easy to. If you get loose, it kind of moves quicker. You're able to save it. So I did 12, 5, and 60. That's what I'll be running for this this run right here. All right, talked a little bit about setup. Now let's jump into how to actually drive it. Richmond, restart zone, pretty late in the corner. Easy to spin tires, especially on old tires, so be careful with that. And heading into turn one, it's slower than obviously race pace, so you got to be wary on that. But old tires can definitely cause problems in the restart zone, so be careful of that on restarts and restarts with old tires. That is pretty big. But you can see second gear, 55 miles an hour, wide open, hit the gas, and you're off. Third gear, fourth gear, just at the start finish line, getting into turn number one. About that last hash mark on the wall, last dotted line on the wall, but a pretty unique line here at Richmond. Easy to get loose, but also easy to get tight in the center, but easy to get loose on exit. So you'll see after this, I'll actually post a clip of what not to do that I ended up showing or doing after this run. But you can see my line, the telemetry in the middle of the dash, and things like that, all the way out to the wall. Little wiggle, you can see that with the throttle and things like that, but hard on the brakes on the bottom of the racetrack, not on the bottom as you see in the bottom left, but not left side's on the yellow, but just slowly creeping down here. I believe this is the lap. Yeah, this is the lap where I run up the track and then get a good run on exit. This is something that you don't want to do. Maybe on older tires it'll work, but just you want to diamond it, but not this much. You see how much I'm off of the bottom. Anybody able to roll the center, they're going to get underneath you, so don't do that. But back on the corner, this was a good lap. You'll see hard on the brakes just before the first that last dotted deal on the wall. Hard on the gas, back wide open. Just clipped the bottom of the racetrack on exit. Then hard on the brakes just after the black sign on the wall. Get to the bottom of the racetrack and wide open before the pit road exit is the way I like to drive this track. You use a lot of throttle to get the car to rotate here. That's what found work for me. It's one of my best tracks, so I'm gonna keep doing it because it works out for me and it works pretty good. So got a few NIS wins and things like that here using that strategy. So you can see here all the way on the bottom of the racetrack, it'll work, and that's one of your best bets to defend. Only way people are going to be able to get around it is by moving. You see in the bottom right, 22.0, so it's not a bad time, but just a little bit slower. Arcing it and kind of getting that good straight run off will definitely help you save tires a little bit more. But hard on the brake and then just slowly lift out of them until the center of the corner, and that is the best way I found to drive the track. Kind of feel it, use the brake, slowly lift out of it till you get to the bottom, off throttle, back into the gas hard, and drive her off straight out to the wall. And once again into turn 3, hard on the brake, slowly lift out of it as you roll to the bottom. As you slowly lift out of the brake, slowly turn the wheel more, and as you get in the gas, slowly straighten out the wheel. So that's few practice or few race laps how I like to run the track. Let's go ahead and show you something not to do now. All right, this is one of the test deals I did. Second gear, a little bit slower on the restart, but still same deal. So when we get into turn 1, you'll see I overdrive turn 1. Definitely something you don't want to do. Wash up the track. You will get into whoever and see their flat line doesn't slowly roll out of the brake. So go up the track, not able to get a turn now. Into 3. definitely something bad. You can tell, get to the bottom, okay, start to try to use the throttle, get it to rotate, and cold tires, it comes around just in the restart zone and spins out on me. So you got to be careful with that. It'll spin tires easily. Let's take another look at that. All right, so slowing it down here. Hard on the brake, do the same deal as I showed before. Hard on the brake, slowly lift out of it as you use the wheel. Use the gas just a little bit to get it to rotate in the center, which it does. And you see as soon as I get wide open, it rotates. But in the restart zone, on the exit of the corners, there's a weird hump on the exit of 2 and exit of 4. And that's where you see it spin out on me. You realize when I show you where it starts to come around on me is when I lift off the gas. But it starts spinning on me, and then you just got to kind of feel it. There's weird bumps. You just got to figure out where those bumps are and try to avoid them. And be careful with the throttle as you go over those on the exit of the 2 corners. Alrighty, for qualifying, I'm actually going to lower it to 57 on the brake bias. Go a little bit more. Help it turn. Keep it turning. And yeah, just help it turn early in the run. Only you got to do it for 2 laps. So it ain't going to be loose after, or worry about being loose after however many laps. But yeah, steering ratio, going to go down on that. You can run 10 because you don't have to worry about saving tire or nothing like that. Whatever you're more comfortable with. If you practice on 12, run 12. Don't just switch it. But I'm going to leave it to 12, and we're going to go try run a lap. Alrighty, after the setup talk, you can see here, put it in gear, it immediately starts. Short tracks, at least for WTF Racing, qualifying stuff is pretty lenient, so you'll see here, officials, I think this will get you a black flag, so don't do it in officials, but you see here, dragging the brake, getting heat in the tires, getting heat in the brakes, which heat up the tires for more grip and turn for the car. But you see up at the top of the track, this is something you can do for any race here at Richmond. Go top of the track, get a good drive straight into turn 1. As you see, jump on the brake, nice and easy on the brake, slowly lift out of it, not on the bottom, not on the bottom. Now we're on the bottom as we're hard on the gas on the exit of the corner. Aim for the bottom of the track up a little bit in the center, then as we get back wide open, we're clipping the bottom of the track once again all the way out to the wall. And then this was the fast lap. Hard on the brake, slowly lifting out of the brake. As we get through the corner, roll easily on the throttle all the way out to the wall. Hard on the brake just after the black box. Wide open just at the end of the pit wall, and a really fast lap to run a 21.7. As you can see in the bottom right, 21.73 or 7.73. So pretty good lap for Richmond, and yeah, worked out for us there. So that's how you run a lap of qualifying here at Richmond. Alrighty, let's talk about Richmond pit road here. Very hard to get onto. If it goes green, definitely something you want to practice. You see by the braking, all that, 40 miles an hour as we slow it down all the way to first gear to help it slow down. Just watch that, kind of see where I brake and stuff to get into it. But 40 miles an hour all the way down pit road. It's very hard to get down under green and pit. It is something that you really have to look out for and work on down into the box. I actually mess up here and go through it, but I'm actually able to put it in reverse with no clutch. I didn't have to use a clutch, and I'm kind of shocked it let me do that. But that was a pit stop, so the guys are putting on tires with it now. But at the start there, we rev it up to just above 5.5, get a good amount of wheels, just a wee little bit of wheel spin, and able to peel back out on track. So that was a green flag pit stop there at Richmond. Exit pit road, be careful with that as well. It'll come around on you. But yeah, that's a pit stop at Richmond. And in our honor of Charlie, we had an issue entering pit road. Shout out to Charlie. So that's going to do it for the Richmond guide. Went over race, how to race it, qualifying line, and getting into pit road. So a little bit of help running a line, whatever I can help you with. Hopefully you learned something and can take use of it for whatever race you do here. Obviously this was in the truck, so a little bit different than a few other cars, but that is going to do it for the Richmond guide. So WTF Racing. Use this race Tuesday, so tomorrow night. But when everybody's seeing this, I'll post this Monday morning. But yeah, so use this as a guide. Hopefully it helps whoever as they go and run the, at least trucks there at Richmond. So hopefully this helps whoever. And you learn a little bit of something. I like to use them or let people know my knowledge with whatever I can and help everybody out with it. So that's going to do it for this one, though. So if you guys found this helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Share it to whoever you think might need the help. And I will see y'all later. Have a good one.